Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Joy of Sticks. Stickhead here with your Atari ST gaming channel. Today we are playing 1943 as we continue to look at Capcom games on the Atari ST. Before we dive in today though, can I please direct your attention towards my Substack. This is a brand new thing that I just started. If you're interested in getting some high quality ST content into your inboxes every single week, maybe every month, it's very easy for me to say every week when I'm on holiday. When I'm back to work, it might be a different thing entirely. But if you want regular ST content into your inboxes, then make sure you head over to the Substack. Link is in the description. Click on subscribe and that will be sent out to you whenever it's done. Here's a little look at what I sent out last week to my subscribers. We had a nice chat about keyboard controls in ST games. We had another look at Midnight Resistance because I've been playing that a fair bit for the ST offline tournament. We've also got some fabulous links of other content creators that deliver brilliant ST content that you need to check out, and of course a summary of the videos released from the Joy of Sticks. So if you're interested in that, please do subscribe. It would be lovely to see you there. Anyway, over to 1943 now. Like I say, we are looking at the Capcom games on the channel at the minute, and it's a bit of a mixed bag. Various different developers have converted them, some of them really successfully, some of them not so much so. But here we've got 1943. Now the original arcade was released in 1987, obviously a vertical shooter based in World War II, sequel to 1942. Now this one's called 1943, the Battle of Midway. But interesting to note that the Battle of Midway actually happened in 1942. So yeah, a bit of a mix up there, but hey, what's historical accuracy between friends? You fly a US P-38 Lightning, I think the ship is, the aeroplane is called. And basically you're fighting against Japanese forces, which is interesting because obviously this this game was made by Japanese developers, but yeah, you play as Americans shooting down Japanese forces, which, you know, is an indicator that I guess they were just aiming for the Western market with this kind of release, maybe, I don't know, but still. What's interesting to note about this game though is you get a single life and you get this fuel bar which basically acts as your energy gauge. You can replenish it as you go along. There's also some cool power-ups that you can shoot to change and then collect. Basically the arcade version, did it have 3 buttons? No, I think it had 2 buttons. One was fire, the other one's for a special attack which costs fuel, but unleashes lightning or tsunamis on your enemies. And then if you pressed both buttons together you did a loop, I seem to remember. So it'd be interesting to see how that all fits onto one fire button on the ST's joystick, won't it? But it was cool, you know, you went along flying up in the clouds, shooting down enemies, and then when you got to the end of the stage you dive bombed down and you took out the enemy's carriers and destroyers and things like that. It's a really, really good game, a really good shoot 'em up. So I'm looking forward to see what the ST has to offer here. The ST version was released in 1988, published by Go, but developed by Probe. Now that's an interesting name for ST fans. They did some decent games. They did Xevious, Solomon's Keys okay, Mr. Helly's okay, but they also did the horrific conversion of Outrun, which is one of the worst arcade conversions on the ST. It's pretty terrible. There's a second red flag as well, that there doesn't seem to be any coder's name attached to this game, almost like they didn't want to have anything to do with it, but still. Let's have a look. What does it say on the back cover? We'll get some plot here. It's story time. It was over 40 years ago, at the height of World War II, that the Japanese main squadron tasted defeat off the west coast of the Midway Islands. Some say that this battle greatly changed the outcome of the war. Some say under different direction we may now all be living our lives under the shadow of the rising sun. This is your opportunity at the controls of your magnificent P-38, armed with 6 secret weapons, to relive the titanic struggle for supremacy against the battleship Yamato and its legions of defences. Supreme arcade conflict at its thrilling best, according to the box. Well, we shall see. We shall see. All right, let's dive in, shall we, and give it a go. It's nice to hear there's a rendition of the arcade's theme tune. Nice loop-the-loop to start us off there. It's nice to see that we got the this is going to be one of those games, isn't it, where it's really difficult to talk about and play at the same time. Let's get that. Okay, so we've got the shotgun power-up that's in the arcade version. Wow, I did not last long there, did I? But interestingly, we have... Alright, you're quite hard to hit. We have the fuel from the arcade original, but they've also given us lives as well. Perhaps to make things a little less harsh. Now I'm trying to, like... That's cool. You can shoot the power-ups to change them like you can in the arcade. But the power-ups seem to arrive not randomly, but they just arrive of their own accord. On the arcade version, if you shoot down a phalanx of the red guys, then it would give you a power-up. But yeah, holding the power button does not seem to give you any kind of like special attack or anything. So I'm activating the auto fire. I seem to be auto firing completely by myself now without even pressing the button. That's a bit strange. Also, gigantic aeroplane. That wasn't in the original arcade 1943. Okay, here we go. Visual contact with surface forces confirmed. Commencing attack. Well, my fire seems to have frozen, but the background is still scrolling while the SD disk drive chugs away to load the next section. Very strange. Now I'm wondering, is the background actually scrolling, or have they used palette cycling? I think I've broken the game. It seems to be automatically, unless I picked up an auto fire or something, that means it fires for me. That's possible, isn't it? And it seems to be following the arcade here in that you now shoot the ground, the surface forces. Round clear, get in. Alright, round 2. Lots of loading. Is there no way we could have loaded the whole thing into memory? I mean, I have got 4 megabytes of memory. Like I say, I don't know if I accidentally broke the game with auto fire, or if I picked something up which means it's just firing automatically. Either way I'm happy, because my decrepit thumb does not like having to repeatedly hammer the fire button. Okay, we got a power up there, nice. This is always my favourite weapon in the game at the arcade, because I'm pretty sure it's called shotgun in the arcade. Oh, my auto fire ran out. Oh no! Right, activate the joystick's auto fire. Oh my word, soak up those bullets. Yes, but this shotgun is definitely not as good as the arcade shotgun, because on the arcade the shotgun destroys enemy bullets, which makes it an amazing power up to get, because you you're so much more, not invulnerable, but you're so much more durable. The bullets coming towards you get wiped out by your shotgun. Top of the table. Yes, I only beat the high score of 0, but still. I'll take top of the table any way it comes. Alright, let's give it another go. May you fight bravely. That's one thing we can guarantee. Is courage. Not competence, but courage. Rate of fire is really slow. That's one thing I don't like about the game. Like, even with auto fire on, this is as fast as I can fire. And with auto fire off, hammering the button repeatedly does not mean I fire any quicker. Which does make these pickups seem all the more powerful. Which is something, I suppose. Ooh. Oh. It seems a lot harder to avoid the enemies. I don't remember colliding with this many enemies. And again, in the arcade version. Dead already. I was even worse that time. Gosh. Okay, there is a manual here, so we should give that a read before we have one last attempt. Where is the manual? Let me find it. It's here somewhere. Okay, it's manual time. Here we go. Okay, how do we get rid of you? No, not interested in the AI assistant. Thank you very much. Tough, can't get rid of it. Okay, brilliant, amazing. Lovely. Adobe, honestly. Okay, so here's the manual. And it's one of the worst manuals I've ever seen. It basically gives you some loading instructions. It gives you the story. It then tells you the joystick controls, which is basically push up to move up, push left to move left, press fire to fire weapons, and that's about it. I mean, there's these gameplay instructions here. Increase the firepower of your P38X by amassing various weapon systems during play. Maneuver the plane over these floating weapon systems to add these new weapons to your arsenal. It's like, yeah, we know how power-ups work. The P38X automatically implements any newly acquired weapon system. 1943 consists of several missions. Your ultimate success depends on your ability to destroy every last enemy during each mission. You'll need all your skill and even a little luck, good flying and good hunting. And that's it. That's the end of the manual. It's like no information about how to activate specials. I'm guessing there aren't any. No tsunamis, no lightning attacks. Oh. But also, you know, no information about what the different power-ups are or hints and tips on how to defeat the enemies. Honestly, just the absolute worst. Now, it'd be interesting to see if it's simultaneous multiplayer in this, because that might be a redeeming feature of this game. If you could perhaps play with a friend. Oh my word. There we go. Now we can actually destroy something once the pea shooter's gone out. But I mean, in the arcade version, even the base fire of your aeroplane was useful. But not here, it's so painfully slow. It's like you're only allowed one of them on screen at a time, like the old days of 8-bit shoot 'em ups, like you're hitting a sprite limit or something. But that's clearly not the case, because when you pick up a power-up you can fire absolutely tons of the things onto the screen. I'm sure I picked up a power-up then. Where is it? Oh my days. So just run into the enemy's mark. Great. Okay, I think that's what's happening. I'm shooting it, turning it into pow. Okay, let's shoot it once and then pick it up. It didn't seem to do anything. Okay, I seem to get some kind of auto fire. So I'm not pressing the button now, it's just firing for me. That's ridiculously hard. How are you supposed to respond to fire like that? Come on then. There we go, sorted. Alright, we definitely need some kind of power up to take on the destroyers. Will it give me one? Will it be generous before the destroyers turn up? Somehow, I think not. And the loading is another thing as well. I mean, why do you need to load? The maximum of like 800 megabytes on a floppy disk, and I've got, 800 kilobytes on a floppy disk, and I've got 4 megabytes of RAM. You should be able to load the entire game. But I guess, you know, this is quite an old game, isn't it? Perhaps it's just assuming that people won't have that much memory. Alright, first destroyer dealt with. Ooh. Yes, take that. The game's much nicer to play when you've got auto fire, I tell you. I shot it twice. Oh, nearly got the shotgun. And like the arcade, your power-ups have a limited amount of time that they're active for. The attack pattern of these ships is really annoying. I have no idea what that power-up is. Oh no, I do. That's the one that gives you auto fire. The problem with auto fire is, what if you don't want to fire? What if you want to pick up the power up without shooting it? Oh dear. They've not thought that through, have they? So yeah, picking up the POW gives you extra fuel. So, I soaked up all of the bullets there. So that's the only thing keeping me alive at the moment, is picking up the POWs. The problem with that is, then I'm going to get that actually. If you just pick up POWs to replenish your fuel, then you're going to die. Which is going to happen now. I think keep moving is probably the best tactic against that big boy. Okay, visual contact with surface forces confirmed. Commencing loading. Something about this theme tune really reminds me of Spitting Image. If you've played that on the ST, you're probably getting the same vibes. Oh, we're going to make short work of these with this power up, aren't we? Let's go. Yeah, nice try. Let's go. Did get hit once. Well, that was a pretty successful bombing run, wasn't it? Okay, round 3. The heady heights of round 3. just run into all of those. Oh dear. I so needed the power there, but this game is just so much more enjoyable when you have some kind of power up. Okay, I didn't need the power that time, but got it anyway. Pro gamer, pro gamer. Oh. Yeah, the game is suddenly a lot less fun when you're playing with that weapon. Get a decent weapon, and he says, dying instantly. Okay, so there you go, 1943. Now, I seem to say this every single time we play an arcade conversion, and I'm saying it an awful lot for these Capcom ones. It's so close to being good. It kind of captures quite a lot of the arcade. A lot of the arcade's gameplay is there, which is really pleasing to see, but just a few little niggly things stop it from being properly enjoyable, properly fun. Namely, in this version, your base weapon is useless. The fire rate is too slow. It's really annoying. So you want a power up, fair enough. But at least in the arcade original, when you go back down to the base fire, you can at least do some damage with it. So yeah, bit annoying. And the fact that they didn't include the special weapons in this version, that's irritating as well. But yeah, it's close, but no cigar, as usual. Now, I did find some reviews of the game, so we can have a look at them. And again, they're a bit of a mixed bag. Here we've got the ST user. They quite liked it. John Butters gave it 8 out of 10. And he says, hang on, let me zoom in a bit, it's a bit small. He says, those who have played the coin-op version may remember that during a 2-player game, both players were on the screen at the same time. As shown in the advert for this game. But the ST version, it seems, does not have simultaneous multiplayer. That's a shame, isn't it? Oh dear. What else does it say? It's so hard to read with this weird pink nonsense all over it. Another nice shoot 'em up with pretty graphics, good sound, and the ability to keep you hooked to the ST well past bedtime. So basically, they liked it. Nick here with his second opinion says, bandits at 6 o'clock. Nip in the sun. Yes, it all comes back. Those steamy days in my Kitty Hawk trying to pin down that elusive Zero before blasting it from here to eternity. I've no idea what he's going on about. 1943 is an exciting recreation which will have you strapped in your cockpit for hours on end. Well, at least until you need to refuel. Yeah, whatever. Whatever that means. Okay, the one, oh dear, they gave it 45%. Oof. Steve Jarrett says this latest Capcom conversion would appear to be cannon fodder for the 16-bitters. Nothing too impressive going on here. Says the scrolling, complete with parallax clouds, is smooth. And then, oh look, in this review it says the mottled effect of the original isn't simply being scrolled using colour cycling. They're onto something. I think that's it. I think the clouds scroll, but I think the rest of the screen is using colour cycling to make it look like the sea is going past. Very clever, very clever. Dogfighting with the smaller aircraft is adequately portrayed, but the larger mother planes are visually disappointing. I didn't think so. I thought it was cool to see that really massive one at the end of each level. Okay. Oh, instead of the engines gradually becoming engulfed in flames, okay, like they do in the arcades, the bombers simply disappear. Okay, makes sense, makes sense. He also says the coin-op was hardly the most astounding shoot-em-up. I'm sorry, 1943 in the arcades is brilliant. It's an excellent game. This conversion only serves to highlight its faults. Blech. And again, what happened to the simultaneous 2-player option? That's a bit of an oversight, isn't it? Okay, the Games Machine gave it an even lower score, 38%. 1943 is one of those games about which it is hard to find anything good to write. Graphics and sound are simplistic and boring. Oh my word. It says this is a multi-format review. It's one of those update ones. I think they've obviously reviewed the Spectrum version or something, and now they're reviewing the C64 and ST version. But yeah, they say on the C64 there's even a tribute clash. How about that? If you manage to stay awake. Wow. Out of the two conversions, the ST makes the best of a bad job. Although, while pitched at a harder level, it lacks the incentive to play on. Attack waves on both versions are predictable, and defeating the Japanese forces would be even easier if control was less sluggish. The original coin-op was a disappointment. Again, bashing the original coin-op. So wrong. Which makes the original coin-op was a disappointment, which makes these good conversions. Wow. 38% though, that's a bit low. I mean, it's not the greatest game, but I don't know, what would I give it? Low 70s? It's decent. If you'd not played the arcade original, then you'd probably be quite happy with it, to be honest. Especially with, you know, when it was released. What year are we talking? What was it? 1988? It's quite early days, isn't it? But here's an anomaly. ST Action reviewing the budget version, the budget release of the game in 1993. They gave it 89%. Now, they've gone too far the other way. This is not an 89% game. Let's see. And then it basically just describes the game. It doesn't really review it very much. Apart from this bit at the bottom, the graphics are okay. The sound is a little dated, but other than that, the game is a classic. For $7.99, you can't really expect much more, can you? Yes, I can. I can actually. So yeah, bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. But still, there you go. There is 1943. What did you think of it? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you go and subscribe to that Substack so I can send you some lovely ST gubbins into your inboxes every now and again. And we'll see you next time. Take care.